Hello, my name is Kirsi Korkealehto and I work at Korkealehto University of Applied Sciences, Helsinki, Finland.
Hello, my name is Vera Leier. I am a senior lecturer of German language at Stockholm University in Sweden.
And our presentation is about Duolingo as a supplementary tool in formal beginner German instruction. And this is a comparative study uh, conducted in New Zealand and Sweden, and it examined the integration of a gamified mobile language learning in higher education in these both countries. And this is our research overview. The focus was to investigate Duolingo's role as a supplementary tool in formal German language instruction in A1 level, so very beginner level at a higher education. And the participants were 39 beginner German students. 19 of them were in New Zealand and 20 in Sweden. And they were aged between 18 and 25 years. And our key question was, how does Duolingo influence learner engagement, autonomy, and the perception of language proficiency in formal educational settings? In our research, the theoretical framework was self-determination theory, where the focus in autonomous motivation and instinct desire to learn, and how to enhance that, and then also learner autonomy development and learner enjoyment. And then, because Duolingo is used with the mobile devices, we had mobile language learning theory as our other frame. And these mobile devices there where the platform is used, it supports flexible self-directed learning, which is aligned with individual schedules and preferences. So it allows flexible learning and then also personalized learning paths. And then we had a social cultural learning context as our frame, where social interaction is in focus and the learning is mediated through social interactions. And in Duolingo, this social interaction is a feature where it fosters peer connection and the sense of belonging through friend quest and leaderboards. And then also in Duolingo, there are a lot of gamification elements. The learners can achieve badges and they can track their progress. And then there are also competitive elements such as rewards. And these rewards enhance intrinsic motivation by embedding learning in meaningful, collaborative digital context. And one other feature was learning community building, where in digital platforms they create sense of community and sense of belonging among learners, and then they transform individual study into social collaborative language learning experience. And our research methodology, our approach is mixed methods where we combine quantitative data with qualitative data. And the data was collected through Google Forms questionnaire. And the questionnaire had 28 questions altogether. from which were 19 Likert scale or multiple choice statements, and then 9 open-ended questions. And the questionnaire was sent in both universities in early 2025. And participants were asked written consent, and they were highlighted that participation is voluntary, and they can say that if they want to be part of the research, so they could withdraw from the research at any time, and the answers are anonymous. And then our framework was for the quantitative data, descriptive statistics, and then we used thematic analysis for the qualitative open-ended questions answers. And the idea was to identify patterns in the open-ended questions. And the study design and the context here as a sum up. So in New Zealand cohort, there were 19 students whose mother tongue was English. And the format of this whole course was face-to-face, and they came to campus to on-site implementation, and the duration of this course was 12 weeks. And using Duolingo, that was optional supplement to the formal curriculum. And they were beginners, so A1 level, age 18 to 25, and on-site traditional classroom setting where the teaching was implemented. Whereas in Swedish cohort, the participants, their mother tongue were Swedish, so they were Swedish speakers, and the implementation mode was online. So it was totally online course, and the duration was 15 weeks. And also here, Duolingo was an optional supplement to the formal curriculum. And they also were A1 level German beginners, and the age range was same, 18 to 25. And this course happened in digital learning environment.
I'm talking now about the outcomes of our study. Interestingly, New Zealand has a higher daily use of Duolingo, maybe have it a little bit further down, Kirsi. It's 81%, the New Zealand students, whereas the Swedish students are 60% of daily use. Looking at the skills they developed during the Duolingo use, the Swedish students found Duolingo beneficial for reading development. 92% answered that's beneficial, whereas the New Zealand students believed only 45% of them that Duolingo helped them reading. Developing their reading skills. Looking at the listening skills, 73% of the Swedish students noted listening progress, whereas only 63% of the New Zealand students believed it improved their listening. Speaking and writing skills, 63% of the New Zealand students agreed that Duolingo supported their speaking, whereas only 53% of the Swedish students found a speaking practice beneficial. Both groups recognize the app's contribution to oral language development through pronunciation exercises and speaking challenges. Writing skills development was maybe the biggest difference between the two cohorts. Only 27% of the New Zealand students found Duolingo useful to develop their writing skills, whereas 73% of the Swedish students valued the writing contribution Duolingo gave them. That is interesting to see the difference, and it might be the cultural background of these two groups, maybe different cultural expectations for digital writing tools. The exercise types and effectiveness of the different types of Duolingo exercises. The students in both cohorts found translation exercises very helpful. They answered 90% in both groups that translation exercises help them to understand the connection between the native language and the target languages, and it would support the comprehension and production skills simultaneously, which is a very interesting aspect of language teaching design. Interactive features was valued as well, especially the variety of exercise types, which included multiple choice, fill in the blank, and audio-based activities that maintained their engagement through diversity. Also, immediate feedback was valued. The instant correction and explanation features were consistently highlighted as motivational elements by the students, and that it supported their learning progress. Now looking at the qualitative data analysis outcome, which showed that student motivation and engagement was high and beneficial. The daily habit with reminders helps my motivation was an answer, or I like the cute little owl in Duolingo. I think it's called Duo. I don't want to lose my streak. So it showed in the gamification that the gamification elements were central for sustained engagement. Another theme which surfaced in the thematic analysis was the mobile accessibility and convenience. For example, easy to use on my phone, convenient anytime, even before sleep. Other student answered, the app lets me study in short bursts whenever I have free time. Or I enjoy tracking my progress and seeing improvements. This flexibility of mobile access, which enables learning integration into daily routines, aligns with the principles of mobile assisted language learning. Looking at the social learning features Duolingo provides, there came up 5 aspects. The first one is peer connection. Duolingo enables students to befriend classmates through the app. Social learning is an aspect which is very much valued by the students. It transformed individual study into collaborative activity by comparing, for example, which level students achieved and so on. They could ask friends, classmates to be friends, or they can be asked to be friends. So the friend quests enhance the collaborative challenge in the course community. Social competition in a friendly way was encouraging. And those features were leading to a feeling of belonging, which was beneficial for their learning. The shared learning experience is a very powerful tool. Finishing off with discussion and implications. So the key findings, as you saw, was a study demonstrates Duolingo's positive impact on motivation, autonomy, and learning among beginner German learners. Even in higher education, gamified features prove particularly effective for encouraging consistent use, especially among New Zealand students. Swedish students reported higher perceived benefits for reading skills, potentially reflecting differences in app integration, cultural attitudes towards digital tools, or learner preferences between online and face-to-face course delivery. The theoretical alignment, our results support self-determination theory and mobile learning research, highlighting informal tools' role in fostering intrinsic motivation and learner autonomy. However, students express desire for more guidance, suggesting hybrid models combining formal and informal learning to optimize learning outcomes. The conclusion we came to and the recommendation for future research are, it is a proven effectiveness that Duolingo is effective as a supplementary tool for A1 level German learners. As we said, it enhances motivation, engagement, autonomy. Digital integration was successful and bridges the students' digital habits with their academic language learning. In future directions, we should explore long-term impact of those tools. We should look at the cultural differences in usage patterns and optimal strategies for deeper curricular integration. How to integrate an informal tool like Duolingo into a formal classroom curriculum. Thank you very much for listening.